Oh wait,
Check chat.
I've gotta. Yeah, I should probably be on chat too, at least in the beginning here.
Mhm.
Um,
What's up, audience? We're talking about staring at
Convert
you.
that
What's
into
up,
one real
people?
world.
The nobody who's watching.
Oh, is someone watching? I don't even see the stream
I don't
going
see
on.
any viewers.
Um,
I see the stream.
you do. You do see the stream.
I do see the stream.
Oh, there we go. Now I see it.
There's. I do see the stream.
Oh, there we go.
Oh
Now I
Lord,
see
has
it.
there been an at
I do
everyone?
see the stream.
Oh, there we go.
Oh
Now I
Lord,
see
has
it.
there been an at
I do
everyone?
see the stream.
Oh, there we go.
Oh
Now I
Lord,
see
has
it.
there been an at
Oh,
everyone?
it's Simp for Kenyon first to comment again.
Ah,
You get another 10
well
Darwin
we have
nickels.
another 10 Darwin nickels.
You're just going to accrue meaningless points until we decide to stop counting.
Did you hear the news, Ren?
What's the news?
Um, Apparently Simp for Kenyon went through the console commands, and I am now Romania.
Oh, nice.
That also happened because apparently Transylvania rebelled with 0 troops, so I automatically took them over. But that still means I'm Romania, baby.
Awesome.
Anyway,
Well, that's not in the save we're playing, right?
I don't know. I don't know if it's permanent.
Oh,
I don't know what.
yes.
It is permanent.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Well,
Um,
oh god.
Hopefully nobody's died in the 5 seconds you played.
um, another fun thing that we were thinking of mentioning.
Hmm.
Uh, it is accept them. What? What's that mean? Simp for Kenyon?
Except them. Simp for Kenyon's trying his best.
Oh, is that accept them? Oh, no one died except the Transylvanians, maybe?
Mhm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
um, so, Kenyon and I have been in Minecraft digging out a huge hole. Um, we've
Yeah.
probably told you. And it's been going
It's
pretty
it's
well.
it's supposed to be a 64 by 64 by 64 hole,
Yes.
right? And we're supposed to dig out all of it.
Well, recently we did a count, and I thought, we made it too big. But as you can probably guess from how I'm phrasing this, it was actually too small. So we put months.
It was by 54.
Yeah. So we've put a few months into this, not hour wise, just like over time, and it's not even up to snuff with how we imagined it.
No, no. We have another 10 by 64 by 64 rectangle to dig out.
Yeah.
On top of our unfinished 54 by 64 by 64 rectangle.
Yeah.
Rectangular
Yeah.
prism, rather.
It's it's a real shame.
It's a real shame.
So
But chat, we had heard, or we had said rather, that every fourth episode
yeah,
we're going to do
a little
a
recap.
recap, a recap episode. And I think the recap. Do we want to pass it chapter from chapter?
Probably.
How
So,
about you recap the chapters you wrote? I'll recap the chapters I wrote.
oh, you meant like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we begin with unnamed protagonist, who we later named John.
Mhm.
Uh,
John Marsh.
yes. He wakes up into his, uh, you know, into a cold room. Goes to work.
He goes to work. It's probably the
Yeah.
best part.
Yeah. He heard on the news, which he watches very often, about a woman having disappeared.
Hmm.
Um, and hearing about this, he works at a police department, so he thinks I should probably bring this up because the news didn't say the police were working on it.
Hmm.
So he does. And the police chief says, "Oh no, we were already working on that. You should go work on this instead." Um, and so he does because he has no choice if he wants the promotion he's been working so hard for.
He has.
He goes there with his partner Hess, a police partner that is not romantic, and they find a lot of money in satchels. They find an almost burned down kitchen, or at least no, it was that the pots in the kitchen were very scorched. Right? I think so.
Something like that, yeah.
He touches a table and then licks his finger on the way out and hallucinates and then blacks out. He trips.
when he
He trips and blacks out on the road home. He doesn't drive
when, when
either.
when he wakes up, he is met by FBI agent Quincy, and Quincy tells him, "Hey, listen, I just need some information about what the hell happened to you and why you passed out." Now, John, being an intelligent man, assumes that this is no FBI agent, but the IRS in disguise trying to steal money from him, and throws a fit on Quincy, and Quincy doesn't really get the information he wants, but Quincy devises the idea to use John in a scheme of his.
John, having again no real choice in the matter, uh, is knocked out
Yeah.
and awakens once again in a room that just so happens to be different to his own. And he's a bit bothered by that because he likes knowing where he is.
Who
So
doesn't?
he does his routine, watches the news a bit. Turns out he's in a gated community somewhere he doesn't know. He
Hmm.
suspects someone might try to poison him, so he eats an apple instead of anything else.
Hmm.
Doesn't know who would be trying to poison him though,
Hmm.
and he he finds a note, which he quickly reads and disregards because the IRS, they don't play by the rules. Why should he? Um, and so he decides if he's going to find out anything about the case that he started out on, he's probably going to want to, you know, everything's connected in some way. So people who live in giant mansions probably know stuff. So, seeing there's a giant mansion on the other side of the complex, he decides to ask them. So he goes, knocks on the door, hears something kind of weird going on inside, but it's just a door. It's just a doorbell. That's the word. So nothing to worry about. Then he waits the whole day. Doesn't eat lunch because patience, as it turns out, generally pays off for him. Um, and when he's decided he's waited long enough, he leaves to get lunch. He does a little more scouting. Lunch, I mean dinner, because it's nighttime. And on the way back, he encounters a ringing telephone in which an FBI agent is trying to call him. But obviously, it's not the FBI, it's the IRS. They've been after him this whole time. So he he just kind of breaks down a bit. He's somewhere he's never been before, doesn't know how to get home, and the IRS is trying to do something to him. And in this fit of tears, he hangs up and is found by a woman who invites him to dinner in the big house with her family.
When he enters the big house, he immediately falls in love with the woman. Um, and after falling in love with the woman, he drinks too much hallucinogenic punch, passes out, wakes back up, eats lasagna, and then gets ready to hear a speech from a strange-looking man. Still bothered by losing the love of his life, the woman who just tried to help him out.
And thus is where our next chapter begins.
And thus indeed. Hope you're ready. Sim for Kenyon goes Meta. Very interesting Sim for Kenyon.
And in the meantime, what I will be playing is Pathway. As I described to Kenyon, it's kind of like XCOM meets Indiana Jones.
That's what I got apparently. So
Yeah.
we will see if you guys like XCOM. Damn, Base Jones. Mr. Soms in chat have to say you do seem to have an obsession with that word based. I do not think you know what it means. Quote to quote a wise man.
Should I just replay this one, you think?
Yeah, why not?
Alright. Ooh, got a few people to choose from here.
Mm-hmm.
Miguel, definitely. He's a cool
Gotta
guy. His name is Miguel.
Miguel is a cool guy.
We've got a German.
Oh, no
Not
Germans.
a Nazi, though, it turns out.
No Germans.
No Germans.
No Germans.
We've got this guy. He's cool.
Bring him along. He's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
We like cool people.
Let's see. Ooh, we've got. I think he's Brazilian. Definitely need a Brazilian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not working on putting their skills together or anything. It's just kind of. And her, because she's a scientist.
We need scientists.
Yeah. Why? Why won't she recruit? Oh, because I don't have that many slots. That's why. So these three then.
Brazil #1, says Sums. And we
There you
have
go.
a Pog Champ from Stuart Buckle, which is true. Brazil
Yeah.
#1.
All right. 211 cash. Let's go.
As Ren begins the game, I will begin narrating to you all what occurs in the life of one mysterious John.
Yeah.
At the end of the other hall, the man whom the crowd had identified as Guideman walked further among the people. Sat in the midst I was. Something gave me a strange feeling about the man. His scarlet bathrobes, which admittedly flowed quite elegantly as he walked, were tattered and dirty. Not exactly the kind of figure you should listen to, right? On the other hand, the way he stood suggested a level of confidence which I can only similarly apply to myself. Perhaps he had many more things, more important things to worry about than his appearance. It would explain the mess of his hair. Thank you all for coming this fine winter's night, the guideman said. His voice was almost paradoxically booming yet hoarse. It, as well as the light applause thrown out by the crowd, echoed up and down the hall, amplifying until I felt very uncomfortable. I just hoped that the rest of the show would be less off-putting. Now that's the first time I've seen him be uncomfortable. John is uncomfortable with a situation. This actually shows some intelligence, I think.
I mean, yeah, potentially.
Some potential intelligence from
Who knows?
I guess, interesting man.
No, I don't have enough money.
Oh, damn.
Shame. I'm kind of going for this bit here.
Well, we have a resident sleeper from Tom's and a lull from Simfer Kenyon.
Ooh, found our first Germans. They're uncovering a
German.
buried temple entrance. That sounds like grounds for killing.
But does that make him intelligent, though? Maybe.
I mean,
But I'd say probably not.
it makes him. He can recognize the possibility of danger. You know.
I think
But is it
he's intelligent
intelligent?
when God graces him with the ability to be.
All right, we got a lot of long-ranged people, so
There are many actors of this world who would have given up long ago, he continued, who would have succumbed to the stresses of the knowledge that we must all live with. Needless to say, it pleases me that so many have stayed true. Thank you all. as the guidman spoke, and just as I was settling in, I began to feel a bit sick. It looked like the banquet hall before me was slowly elongating, narrowing on the guidman. My vision got all fuzzy to the sides, and the light seemed dim further. I didn't want to make much of a fuss, so I tried to keep my screams to myself. A few in the audience even looked over me in appreciation. I could see it in their eyes. Eventually, it almost felt normal in the most familiar way. For this service, I think we need to go back to basics. I've prepared for tonight's reading a parable from the journal of our great founder, Saranae Thompson, entitled 8472. From the pocket of his robe, the guidman pulled out an old bound book, pages of which almost seemed to be falling out away from the spine, or, I suppose, had been stuffed out with so many papers. He waved the book to the audience, then opened it, cleared his throat, and began to read. Woke up today, and the world was swirling. Think I had a bit too much to drink last night, but don't remember drinking. Maybe something I ate? The world felt smaller, somehow. It didn't really matter. Just took a bottle of bourbon for my headache, and hoped my overseers would have a good day today. Police would be the least of my worries. Arrived at the department store fixing my crumpled uniform. Would have to break out the ironing board sooner or later. Why'd I even buy that thing? At least then I'd have an excuse. Walked around the shop for a while to help customers. No one came to help. I caught glances from some of them, saw a bit of fear, disgust, all turned away when I noticed them. After a while, the bourbon didn't seem to be helping. Bothered my pal Mike to work the register for a shift. Maybe luck would hold and a customer would avoid coming up. Could rest my head a bit maybe. Didn't matter what the supervisor would say, really. I was wrong, though. It was slow, but some still came. Desperate for clothes, I guess. Each of them came up, I could see through them. Some smiled, some neutraled. Were all fake. All of them. They were acting, pretending I could see. Didn't want clothes. They wanted to see me. Same with Mikey. Thinking about it. Saw some feeling in his eyes. Up far at that hour. Nobody, that's who. And I'm not drunk. The bourbon's not done anything. Well, guess who's getting clothes then? Nobody. If factors want clothes, they can go to ask for the manager. I don't care. He comes out on his own eventually. In fact, he shouted me out of the store when he did. That lot of good he is. And the best worker he ever had. Ensuring only the realest best monies to enclose into the register. And he shouts me out. Mikey offered to help me a bit. Said I looked a bit worse for wear. Maybe he's alright. Some are cool. Got home, and my kitchen almost burnt down. Barley saved the oven towels. Guess I left the stove on overnight, boiling something. What was I doing? Thick smoke all over. Mikey got really cool all of a sudden. Should I tell Terry over? We can all have a jam. As soon as the reading was over, the audience broke out in wild applause. It took some time to wrap my head around what had been said. Meanwhile, the guardsman kept on with his speaking. Maybe it was part of the strange feeling I'd had all night. But there was something very intriguing to me about the passage. Something about it really spoke to me. But what was it? Its message seemed very obvious to be about people. It took me some minutes to think. Meanwhile, I watched the guidesman wander around the crowd. There was something in his exaggerated movements, and the way his robe swayed with him. The way the audience seemed to just be a sea of heads swaying and flowing. Suddenly it clicked that the guidesman looked just like the lead actor from some strange contemporary play. What had the story said? That the people he met were acting? I knew there was something of that, but there were just too many variables in my head. I couldn't complete the connection. So, I began to furiously scrawl out the notes. Didn't have my notebook on me, but a piece of paper I can take out of my notebook. This time it was a damp napkin I found in my pocket. Having my thoughts spelled out in front of me made things a bit clearer, allowed for new thoughts to surface. It was then that a message seemed to fit together. I'm the most genuine person in the world, strangely enough. It was something I already knew implicitly. It was nice to have a shouting man in a bathroom confirm it, though. I tried to settle back into the speech, but something else niggled at me. If everybody else is faking it, then doesn't that mean so is the IRS and the police chief? My boss, of course. Not all of them. But maybe then, yes, all of them. So why should I listen to what he has to say? The obvious. Was there anything reasonable that he was denying me unreasonably? My promotion, of course. I had worked so hard for it, and what was my reward? Abduction and heartbreak. The punch was good, though, until it made the aliens came. Very interesting that he did enjoy the punch, even with the aliens. I think that's pretty hilarious. Did I? Bran? Did you mute yourself?
It turns out I did, of course.
Ah,
Yeah. So, sometimes you just find a punch you really like.
that's true. Chat says, will Sakram be a recurring character? Sakram is too powerful for a story like this. He's got God on his side, eyes. Yeah, he does. Oof. Yeah, being muted is an oof. But
It is.
we're here. We are here.
Ooh, is that
And
all
what
the
an
Nazis
interesting,
dead?
yeah, what an interesting speech.
Very interesting.
I couldn't get enough.
Oh, that was you reading.
What inspired you to write such a speech?
Oh God. So I started reading. Well, I've started. You know me. I'm into like the '60s and '70s, right?
Hmm.
So I just there is a book called Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. You guys have probably heard of, written by uh, written in a very strange, rambling, energetic style, which I tried to emulate a bit in that.
I think it was very rambly and very energetic,
That's good.
very insane.
That's good. That's what I was going for. So yeah,
How wonderful. Well, to continue John's exploits.
yeah. Just not much else to say really.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got an Iron Cross.
Uh-oh.
No, no, no. I stole it. Don't worry. Off the Germans I killed.
Oh, good. That was it then. I decided that I should go on my own. I was a stellar detective, and I always have been. I didn't need Hess or Parker or even James. I never liked James much. I would do my own detective work, be my own boss. The first order of business then was a promotion from field clerk to detective. Done. When can I send my letter of resignation? Now, what would my first case be? In a way, it seemed obvious. The chiefs had assured me that Ben and Parker were on the case. But could I really trust that? Could I really trust them to do a better job than I could? Not at all. But where to begin looking for evidence? As so often happens, my thought process was interrupted by a loud bout of applause. When I was again aware of the scene around me, I noticed the guideman bowing and shouting out, "Thank you. It has been very pleasant assembly tonight. I look forward to presenting it in another month's time. And do be mindful that while you may mean to help, certain sex positions only prove to speed up the great play's cancellation." Then it hit me. The guideman's word would be instrumental in my new realizations, so surely he must be another genuine person. The only problem, of course, is that he's a very important man. Not just anyone could walk up to him and strike up a conversation. That, of course, is where I differ from the common man. As the crowd dispersed, I walked up to him at the far end of the banquet hall. He was already speaking with a man wrapped in a slightly tie-dye in brightly tie-dyed bandages, presumably also an important person, but I figured he could wait. "Hello there! I'm a cop," I said. Or, I used to be. Men froze for a moment before the guideman turned to face. With a stiff expression, he said, "Good evening, officer. Is there something troubling you? We weren't aware there was a warrant put out for us." I felt very relieved, to be honest. Trustworthy people should not tend to have warrants put out on them. Or trustworthy people tend not to have warrants put out. Nothing at all. Actually, I really enjoyed your show here. It really spoke to me. Like those men on commercials. I know I can trust what you're saying. The guy's been looked at me for a moment. It's actually quite insulting as compliments go, but so be it. He extended his hand. Guideman Terry. I didn't really expect teeth, but I never been up to date in this world's religious landscape. Slowly, I felt my coat pocket from my wallet. I felt into my coat pocket from my wallet and pulled out a few dollars. Detective John Marsh, I answered as I pushed the money into his hand. He inspected it for a moment and shrugged and slipped it in his bathrobe pocket. Detective, eh? For what do you have to do to visit this humble house? A day or so ago, I saw in the news that a woman named Marissa Shulman had gone missing. The police said that Ben and Parker were on the case, but I don't trust that he says anything. I was hoping to look for a knowledgeable man of the cloth like you to know where I went look. For a moment, he seemed puzzled. I saw his eyelids twitch before he answered. Right. There's plenty that the Great Plays Orchestra don't tell us acting folk, but I think I might be able to help you there. But great! I shouted as I put my napkin from my coat. So the first circle I hit. Hold on there. Before I can dive into her locations, it will take some time regardless. I might ask you to utilize some of your connections to help me. It only seems fair, I suppose. Excellent. Organizations come across a spell of trouble, it would seem. Some of our former associates of ours recently pilfered stock of our alleged meager coffers. What's worse is they did so from a rival chapter. I didn't really want to look unintelligent in front of my new agency's first client, but on the other hand, I didn't want work. I can't work at a goal I don't understand. I had to phrase the question delicately. What does all of that mean? The guy was kind of just how to put it so you might understand. They robbed us, intending to use the money to start a competing organization. Yes? Good. I need you to go to their base of operations and take back what's ours. The money, that is. You don't need to worry either. Supposedly, the police chased them away a few days ago. The coast is clear, so to speak. I nodded again. That should be easy enough. Where do you need me to go? There's a small house just on the outskirt of a town called Sedgwick at 28 4th Street. You'll bring our belongings there. Sedgwick? That's where I live. How near to there are we exactly? It's strange. That address seemed oddly familiar to me. Well, it's only a few minutes, the guy began to say. Hold on! That's where I was assigned to the case. Are you people involved in whatever went on there? Not quite. It's, as I said, a few of our associates suspected left with our property. The organization is actually searching for them as we speak. We want to bring them to justice. Oh, of course. You guys are the victims here, I laughed a bit. To think, the police would have just taken the money for themselves. Right, well, I wish you... I think the IRS wants something to do with it, too, actually. Listen, I'm very busy. Is your business included, Ashley? You won't be able to help me until I help you? That's correct. Well, I think I'm done here. I look forward to speaking to you again. You as well. So long. It was a shame that the Guidesman organization seemed to be in such trouble. They seemed like such nice people, other than the occasional heartbreaker. Nevertheless, I found my way through the maze-like halls of the mansion to the front door. The world outside, which was covered in a few inches of snow, appeared that dawn had just begun to break. With a newfound resolve, I set off to solve this new case. It was only a shame I didn't know how to ask how I might get back to Sedgwick. That's where we leave, John.
It is.
Oh. So, chat says, nail John on the Iron Cross.
Oh no.
And another member of chat responds that with a very blank expression.
A very blank expression, you say?
Yes.
Interesting.
It is an asterisk followed by about 5 underlines, and then an asterisk. Oh, actually, that was Psalms who said nail John on the Iron Cross. Simfer Kenyon says hi.
Very good. Hello, Simfer Kenyon.
Hello, Simfer Kenyon. Now I have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting pretty full circle here.
We are.
We're gonna bring time travel into it?
That wasn't my thought, but that, you do whatever you want to do, right?
I will do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
That's what we have next episode. So, Simfer Kenyon says, yes!
What about the time travel?
Yeah.
Oh no.
But I think it's a very interesting place to leave us out for our 5th chapter. John has a mission, some allies, some friends.
He does.
Some star-crossed lovers.
Yeah. Just doing whatever the heck it is he does. I don't think even he knows.
He's doing John things. The love triangle? It's more like a... It's more like a love...
Trapezoid?
Yeah.
Other shape?
Yeah. We have some spam bots in chat.
We do.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't
Yeah,
think we were big enough for that.
yeah. Want to become famous? Buy followers, prime and viewers on
That's kind of
bigfollows.com.
that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying. I mean, I think we're pretty big. We got what, like 4 viewers?
Yeah, that's all you need, really.
Yeah. We have Dr. Celery. We have Speared Buckle. We got the Dead Lifer. We got Sim for Kenyon. We got Psalms. That's kind of all we need.
Oh, thank you all for coming.
Like, thank you all for coming.
I hope.
We have some other people who I do not know who they are. And thank you, viewers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Apologies for how terribly I'm playing. I'm not 100% paying attention.
Yeah.
There we go. That's probably a good place.
Uh, Dr. Selly who says, these motherfuckers trying to say that my man Kev isn't famous.
Oh, he didn't die.
We are having a revolt from Psalms, trying to push out the bots. But it appears the bots are not in chat anymore.
There we go. Ooh. Well, that's good if they're not.
Yeah.
I took a lot of damage there.
Yeah. Well, chat, any feelings about the next episode? Anything you want to see?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Any suggestions, reaction, comments from chat? We always love to hear.
Uh, there was a way to rest or something, wasn't there? Maybe
Sim for
not.
Kenyon says, I loved it. I did too. I think this was a very big full circle. Wondrous four circle chapter. A four chapter circle.
Yeah.
Four circle chapter.
Yeah. Well,
Four
you
chapter.
gotta tie loose ends before you create more, right?
Yeah.
I guess not. Oh well.
Well, that's what we have you here for.
Yeah.
I'm here for the delusional episode.
Right.
I guess.
I don't know. You definitely have a lot of fun chapters going on.
I do, and I have impacted the.
You have. You're the one who introduced the IRS
I did.
or FBI, if you want to say what they actually are.
Hmm. Other than trying to figure out what's happening, this is an absolute banger. Thank you, Sphered Buckle. If you need to know what's going on, we had a summary at the beginning of the episode. Actually, I don't know. Some people might have missed it.
Yeah.
Um, if you really are dead confused, there is a summary
Yeah.
of the last four chapters.
And at one point we were considering like putting it up so that everyone could read what's already been written, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
if that ever happens,
If we ever get around to it, it will be available.
yeah. Uh, but until
Or
then,
if we're not stupid enough to forget,
yeah.
like
Oh
we're
goodness.
kind of busy digging out our.
Our giant hole that's
I
not
wasn't
even as.
there for two of them, and I have like two brain cells. Yeah, I understand. This is kind of hard to follow at point. Also, I have two brain cells as well. I was the one who tried to dig out a 53 or a 54 by 64 cube instead of a 64 by 64.
The annoying thing about this game is that, unlike XCOM, it doesn't have Overwatch.
Hmm. Overwatch is very nice in XCOM.
Yeah.
The thing about XCOM
Oh,
is I play the game through like the guided story, right?
right.
Like the easy part, and then I get to the hard part, and I just fall apart.
Mm,
I just can't handle all the pressure to save the world, you know?
yeah, when it gets to counting down the Avatar project, it's like it's so much more difficult because I don't know how to reduce progress either.
Hmm.
A lot of dogs.
Well, I think that's a good spot to end. Thank you, all the viewers.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you, another TTV viewer. Thank you, Commander Root. Thank you, FTO Payer. Thank you, Have This Too.
Should we?
Thank you, Simpson Opinion.
Do you think I should at
Thank
least
you,
continue this, finish this combat?
Deadlift.
So people can see
And
if I
Dr.
die horribly or not.
So Sphere Buckle says Ooga Booga. Uh, whatever you want, Mr. Fellow Host, Mister.
Hmm. Yeah, let's. I'll finish this and then we'll be done probably.
Yeah,
Just gotta hope those dogs don't screw me over.
they probably will.
They probably
Now let's. I wonder.
will. Oh, there we go. That guy has taken so many hits. Jeez. Like, fortunately I can kill dogs in like one hit, so it's kind of okay.
Mhm.
Alright.
Hopefully, you don't die.
Hopefully.
That's easier said than done.
Yeah. But, I did complete a playthrough of this game once.
At a point.
Yeah, it was like a year ago, though. So, what do I know? Oh, wait, I already shot, didn't I? That was a stupid thing to do. Oh, thank God. Yeah, that guy has high evasion.
Evasion, the worst stat in any game.
Oh, no,
I
no,
don't get it.
it was one of my guys.
Again, still the worst stat in any game. I'm repulsed by evasion.
Oh, yeah? Why is
Too
that?
much Pokemon.
Oh. See, I don't play all that much Pokemon, so.
Yeah, it's really stupid in Pokemon.
Mm,
Because you just like.
he doesn't
Because
have.
it's stupid in Pokemon because it's not biased towards you. It's just
Ah,
fair. And that's what makes it stupid.
right.
Because it doesn't feel fair.
Friends, I am not feeling well. You can first aid yourself. And then you might want to reload. See, he always misses. He always evades, which is nice.
Yeah. So Kenny goes, what?
Oh, yeah?
The only way I can respond for that is, yeah, baby. That's what I've been waiting for.
Yeah. Oh, I can throw a grenade. Okay, that did very little. He missed. Okay. He probably should have just punched. So we'll do a knife. Knives are very fun. Oh, I think that's the first. No.
Put that in the quotes. Do we have a quotes book?
Do we have a quote? I don't know.
Knives are very fun, folks.
You know, often, they can be.
Often they can be.
Yeah, I think that's an
Also,
accurate statement.
um, just chat. There's been an update for SCP Escape Together, a very recent SCP game that just came out.
Hmm.
Apparently, there have been bug fixes, features improvements, and API changes. I just saw when I was updating Steam.
It's very nice.
Yeah. We at one point, we need to play some more of that
Yeah.
because it's just so. The dead lifer goes, no way, and Sphere Buckle goes, woo!
Yeah, I never actually played that with you guys.
Oh, it was very fun. I don't know if it has an ending now.
Why did it just kind of stop at the last elevator or something?
We didn't figure out how to finish it.
Ah,
Now playing Secret Laboratory and actually seeing where things are, I might have a better idea.
punch.
We do need to play more SCP because that was a great fucking time. We
Yeah.
have a woo, yeah, baby,
There we go.
which I have to agree with.
78% shots accuracy. All right. Well, I think that is where we will leave off
Mhm.
for today.
But Romania tonight, an SCP later in the week. That is very true, Simfer Kenyon.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun.
Romania is happening tonight. All right, folks. Thank you.
See
God
you.
bless Romania.
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 Goodbye.